Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in two Chinese tanks. Okay, so one will be the WZ-111 Qilin, or the QL, and the other will be in the medium tank, tier 10 medium tank, the 121. So, this is a double upload day, because the first one on the True Vision system is something that I don't want to do at all often, and that is it's basically negative, because obviously I don't like the True Vision system, but I'll go into that in that video and you'll have probably seen it. So I don't like negativity, I don't want that on the channel all that often. So what I'm doing is giving you some replays. If you don't want to listen to that crap, you've got this to watch, and let me tell you, these two games are good. So, the first game, we're in the QL, a WZ-111, but with a more heavier packing, punching gun. This poor tier 8 is going to feel the pain of 560 alpha on this tank. And to be honest, I haven't played it that much since the first couple of days of having it. But honestly, when I do play it, the novelty of that 560 smash is... it's not really worn off. It's so nice. As a tank, this tank is ridiculously good. It's so strong. So like this position we're in now on Live Oaks, you only need about 7 degrees of gun depression to use it. The more gun depression you have, the better you'll be able to use it. But it's a position you can use without taking much flak, and you can keep dealing heavy smash. So these guys just haven't dealt with me yet. And I have put 5 shots into them. I've done 2.6k damage already. And we're only in the first 2 minutes of the game. And I'm sitting here going, okay, we're at 3.2k now. This could be a big game. So we're just going to keep putting this gun to work. Like it really, really can. So it's not got the best accuracy in the world. It's got 0.39 accuracy. But it's got that because this gun packs such a hard punch, and the fact that it reloads pretty darn fast. It's also got quite good dispersion values for like on the move and stuff, so when you're just rocking backwards and forwards, your gun doesn't even bloom that much. It's like we're taking absolutely no time to snap shots into this guy's cupola, and we've really taught him a lesson for sitting still. Now he got a shot into our drive wheel and tractors because he can just see the drive wheel. But he's not going to get another shot into us. Because he's now 134 health, I'm not risking that bounce again. And we've loaded the HE, and we've slapped him down. Now that's where it's nice to have the HE rounds. Because as well, the HE rounds on this tank, which are good, are better than, say, they are on the WZ-111 because they've got more alpha damage. So you actually splash for a little bit more. I've noticed that when I was using them, I was splashing targets in the side for probably like 260, 270 damage, which is crazily good. So if you come against stuff like a T95V6 that's got like 200 health, you can shut them down. You know, they might be awkward to pen, so you just load the HE, shut them down. If they've got like 400 health or something in the side scraping, you're never going to pen them while they're side scraping. Just load the HE, slap it into the side. 250 damage, twice, he's dead. You shoot them once with HE, they might back off and then you can push up. So we dunked the shot on the SU-122-54 there because I didn't realise there was actually well, it's not even destructible cover, there was just cover there. And he died, so we missed that chance to get that kill and that damage. But then we slapped a shot into the I-3 as we're running away. We'll run towards them now. We're at 6.7k damage and there's still 5 tanks left. And I'm sitting there going, this, you know, I could probably be nearing 10k if they're still quite healthy. Like, this could be a madly good game. And I'm, like, at this point thinking, oh my god, I love this tank. This tank's so good. It's so good. I love it. And it is. It's a very fantastic tank. If you can get past the sort of ugliness of it, it's good. So right here, I kind of hesitate the shots. And I didn't quite realise he was going to hit a dip, which took him below my gun line, and I miss out on 500 odd damage on him. And we're going to try and push him and get a shot into him, but he dies. before we get anywhere near him. And we're just chasing, and we get spotted. There's this light tank, and he is going to be ours. We want him. We need... Well, we don't need him. We don't need the damage. We're already a ridiculous amount already. 7.3, but I'm just wanting more. So as he's coming past, we'll snap the shot into him on the move. Like I say, the dispersion values for this tank on the move are pretty damn good. We set him on fire, which is always wonderful, but we don't finish him off. The other people do. He's dead. We're at 8.1k damage. And now we've got this diamond back. And this is where the accuracy is going to come into play a little bit, because we've got 3 shots at this guy. And this could be 9k damage if we hit these 2 shots. But unfortunately, the accuracy is just saying no. And we've got heat in now. That's all we've got left because we've fired so much in this game. So we're always going to go through that guy's superstructure. So we aim up high and we finally fly in. 8.6k damage. The VK dies. He dies. And unfortunately, we couldn't get it up to that 9k mark. But still, we ended up with 8.6k damage, which is lovely for this. Well, it's just lovely for any tier tank, to be fair. And it was a very nice game, and it showed off what this tank can be capable of if it just lets, if it's just left to just throw the gun about at people. It's an amazing tank. It's definitely the best free XP tank to pick up, and it's definitely the most worth picking up. Now, if you're waiting to get free XP tanks, never be an idiot like me, or well, just me generally, and pick up the tanks at 450,000 for XP. Always wait for the tier 10 discounts. Wait for the tier 10 discounts, so that it's about 330k they can get down to, and that's when you want to get them. So you're spending far less money, or you're just wasting far less free XP, and that means you've got more in the bank saved up to get another one. So now we're on Pilsen in the Chinese tier 10 medium tank, the 121. This is the attack of the Chinese today. And this tank is one that's... I don't really know how to describe it. Because I wouldn't say... It's not a bad tank. The DPM on this tank is fantastic. The reload on it is great. That's one thing it's got. And the handling is okay. It can be very troll, but it can be okay. The armour on it, the turret is very good, but the actual hull armour is pretty paper. It's pretty much the Object 430U of the Chinese, but what it loses in the terms of armour, it gains in terms of DPM and slightly better gun handling. And mobility. It's got better mobility than the 430U, but like I said, the one thing it doesn't have is that fantastic hull armour that's almost like a heavy tank. But again, it's another tank that if left to work, it can rack up damage so quickly, and it can be quite a lot of fun. So we slap that. I think it's got 440 alpha. It's a 122mm wielding tank, and that roll that we got on the 430 version 2 a minute ago was a high roll, but it's rolls that it can see, and it's quite juicy. I think the problem with the 121, if I'm honest, is the fact that the 113 is a heavy tank, has better armour, similar gun handling, and not as good but fairly similar DPM. So it basically does the job of the 121, but it does it better. As well as the fact that it gets 7 degrees of gun depression over the side. So like on this position I'm using now, I could have been sideways on and using the position quite easily. But I've actually got to come on top of the ridgeline to be able to use my gun depression to shoot this E100, who is a juicy farm. So we are 2.25 minutes in, and we're at 3.4k damage already. Most of their team is still alive. And I'm thinking, oh baby, this could be good. Now I knew that STRV is in this corner and that T95E6 is also in this corner. Now they haven't come to us, so I was kind of thinking maybe they've left. But no, this T95E6 is parked up there. I donked the shot as I hit a bump, unfortunately. But that STRV on my left was clearly unsetting his crutches and running. And I'd kind of realised that this T95E6 is AFK. But if he decided to wake up again, he's got also fantastic DPM and could hurt me quite a lot. So we moved up to shoot him. Well, we just kept focusing on him, so that if he did wake up, he couldn't turn his gun on us, while this STRV couldn't shoot us because he had his crutches up and was running away. And when, like I say, we ran past the T95E6 then, so that by the time I knew the Trinity behind me would finish the T95E6 if I shot him. So I got myself into a position where I could shoot him still, but was moving up so that I could move on to the next shot of damage, which would be that STRV, which we got a juicy shot into him. We got a 509 roll into him, which is quite the high roll. So you've seen some magnificent driving from me, which is, if you've seen me stream, yeah, I have some of the best driving you will ever see. And we're going for this artillery now. Nice shot into him, 426. Unfortunately, we don't get to kill him because he gets away. But we're now going to use this little pile of rubble just in front of us to try and get shots. Now I see this AMX is sideways and we get a nice shot into him. But then the Andre pops a shot into us. And we just wiggle a little bit so that AMX M454 can't really... Well, he could shoot us, but makes it harder for him to decide whether I'm going backwards or forwards. And it makes him hesitate. It forced him into the hesitation so that he couldn't... Well, he bamboozled, really. But now he's gone, we can move up. We're at 6.2k damage. We're at 6.2k damage already. And we're going for this Andre. We've only got heat left. And we want this Andre. So what I'm going to do is possibly hit a shot because I can see what's happening. And we bounce him. And now I'm just going to side hug him. And unfortunately heat. And actually I think I hit his gun. But the Andre's got all that spaced armor, which heat might just randomly get absorbed because heat rounds. But we're just going to use our incredible DPM because he's only going to fire one for every 2 or 3 times we fire. So we can take all of his hit points very quickly. And we do. And we're up to 7.4k damage. So we avoid the E4 and we go for this Centurion. Now, I'm now thinking that TD needs help. I need to get in. And while I'm looking at it, I'm kind of a bit like, oh, I'm at 7.8k damage. And I stopped thinking for a split second. And now you saw me hesitate there a little bit, and I'm thinking, no, actually, I need to go in. I want to get rid of this E4 because he can take most of my hit points. We snap a shot, unfortunately. That shot would have been nice to go in because what happens after is because because this E4 doesn't die quick enough, basically. So this Valet YOLOs in, and he shuts down our Trinity. We pop a shot into him, breaking his engine, and then the E4 comes round. Now we wiggle so that hopefully he misses. He does. We shut him down. So what I should have done here, instead of drive backwards and shoot at this Valor, I should have YOLO'd forward to get to the side of that AMX M454, the Andre the Giant, so that I could stay covered from this Valor, and I probably would have got an extra shot of damage in if I'd kept that covering from that guy. And I probably would have reached the 10k mark. But as it was, we got a high caliber, ace tanker, 9.6k damage, 9,673 damage on a loss, 1.1k base XP. And it was a very, very good game for this tank on that map. And it's just unfortunate we lost. The team couldn't hold out quite enough. But then again, if the team had been any better, I probably wouldn't have hit that amount of damage. It's the conundrum of having bad teams. If you have a bad team, you can get way more damage and do way better, personally, than if they were better. But, like I say, good game. Unfortunately, we lost. 2 sets of good games. And as always, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.